Newsflash is brought to you by
And this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone, paper, pair, fee, whatever gadgets you're looking for, Franco Trading Enterprise has got you covered. Their gadgets are very authentic. That's one thing I like about it, because there are so many shops that are selling fake goods. But for Franco, our goods are very authentic. You can download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries. It's www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa pay fee. My name is Rosalind Felly. I'm not here alone. Esiedua Kumia is here in all pink. And today we have a wonderful guest joining us. He's our parliamentary correspondent, and he's in the person of Kweku Asante. Hi, Kweku.
Hi.
How are you?
Nakumia, it's good to be on.
My goodness. No, you got it. You got it right. Yeah, my surname.
Yeah, that's the surname.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, hi, Feli and Akumia. So
Great. Good.
Yeah,
so it's fair.
Yeah, it's good to be on the news set.
Yeah. Right, and
You're
thank you so
welcome.
much for being here this morning. Yeah, what time did you go home yesterday?
Well, the House adjourned pretty late. There was a lot of press conferences flying all over the place. The majority were making their case. The minority were also making their case. I came back into the newsroom almost 10 p.m. to come and finish up my reports and other things for the morning. So, sleeping almost 1 a.m. yesterday when I left for my place at Medina. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for being here early with us, regardless. Yeah.
For God and for country.
For God and for country.
Yes, and 51 days to the polls for you to go cast your vote. We don't know who you're voting for, but obviously you have somebody that you will be voting for. And Kweku was in Parliament yesterday, and Kweku can tell us exactly what happened in Parliament. Want you to also join us via Zoom this morning. The Zoom link is on. Make sure your room is well lit, and make sure that you are in a location that your network is very good for us to have a very good conversation. But before you join us, we want to get to know exactly what happened. Let's hear from the horse's own mouth. Kweku.
Well, so it's been coming. I mean, the president was set at least in 2020 when the current Deputy Speaker, Andrew Amakwesiama, ran as an independent candidate. He was an NPP MP at the time. And the NPP wrote to the Speaker of Parliament, then Professor Michael Quay, and asked him to declare the seat vacant. Professor Michael Quay obliged and declared that seat vacant. And that is what triggered this new action. So when the Electoral Commission opened nomination for parliamentary and presidential election, 4 MPs also filed to contest, but on different platforms, different from the one on which they came in 2020. So let me start again with Andrew Amakwesiama.
Okay.
We know of his issues. He ran as an independent in 2020 and won.
Yeah.
And then caucused with the majority. He's actually the only reason why for the last 3.5 years, the NPP have had a majority in parliament, because the numbers were tied. But this time around, he has been able to resolve his differences with the NPP, and so he's going to run on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
So even though he's currently an independent MP, he's running as an NPP candidate in the 2024 election.
Okay.
Then there are other 2 sitting NPP MPs. Cynthia Morrison, a former gender minister, MP for Aguna West, in fact, also had issues with the way the party organized their internal parliamentary primary and decided that she's going to run as an independent. In fact, since she decided to do so, she has not been coming to parliament.
Okay.
It has meant that the NPP had majority only in name, and in practical, they have not had a majority. They've been struggling to get government business through. So she is now running as an independent candidate at Aguna West. Last week, a circuit court injuncted her from holding herself out as a member of parliament, but she went to the High Court and got that order vacated. So she is currently an independent MP. She's an MPP MP, but running again to come to parliament in 2025 as an independent MP. Right. Then there is another NPP MP, Kweku Asante, MP for Suhum, who also had issues. In fact, the Vice President, Alhaji Baumia, Brian Achampo, and other party bigwigs did go to Suhum to try and convince him. It took a lot of convincing. At the time, he told them that he had agreed he was not going to run for independent. The next thing they knew, he had filed to contest as an independent candidate. So he also, currently sitting as an NPP MP, also now running as an independent MP. Then the last person is Peter Yakwachiaka, the NDC MP for Amenfi Central. And he has a very checkered history when it comes to the way he has been running. In 2004, he ran as an NPP candidate and lost. In 2008, he ran as an independent candidate and lost. And then he eventually joined the NDC because that seat has been a mainstay for the NDC. And he won in 2016 and 2020 to represent the NDC and came to parliament. He also went to run in the party's primaries and lost to Madame Joanna Kujo, who I believe you've been covering during the week when the Electoral Commission decided to disqualify her because of a few issues. But those matters are in court. And so because of losing to Madame Joanna Kujo, he also alleged that there were certain things that went on in the primaries that were unfair, for which reason he has also decided to go independent. So that is the background story for all these 4 persons who came to Parliament on a particular platform and are seeking to go back to Parliament again in 2025 on a different platform.
Okay.
So this Parliament has been on break for close to 3 months. The MPs have been campaigning. But almost 3 days to Parliament resuming, the former minority, the Harun Idrisu, stoked controversy. One of the party events in the northern region, he said that the NPP will go into the minority, they'll become the majority because they're going to rely on the precedent set by Professor Michael Quay in 2020 by declaring those seats vacant. And they're going to do the same thing, literally. Oh. So he filed the petition as soon as the House resumed on Tuesday morning. He filed that petition to the Speaker of Parliament. It was copied to the leaders, and they were supposed to act on it, and then a decision taken. But even before Parliament was set, the majority leadership ran to the Supreme Court to try and stop this action from going ahead. So Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who is now the minority leader and was majority leader for quite some time, filed an action at the Supreme Court and also sought to injunct Parliament from going ahead with any consideration of those matters. It appears the minority found a way to sidestep that because the petition that had been filed by Harun Idrisu was the basis for which reason the NPP had gone to court. Yeah. So they decided not to raise that petition on the floor of Parliament. Whilst everything was going on, the new minority leader, Dr. Kasiela Tufos, an MP for Ajumako Enyane Siam, got up on the floor and said that he had some issues to raise and that those issues were of significant national importance. Nobody knew what he was going to talk about. Yeah. And then the Speaker gave him the opportunity. Then he recited Article 97G and H of the Constitution to say that these persons, by virtue of running on different platforms, have forfeited their membership of the House. Okay. So it became a big footballing debate in the House on Tuesday evening. It ran almost at 7 p.m. There was spirited argument from the majority side, who insisted that that interpretation of the Constitution is wrong. The minority insisted there was nothing wrong with that. The minority now, and some have said that this is the hypocrisy of the political class. In 2020, when Michael Quay declared Fomena MP seat vacant, the NDC were opposed and said that that interpretation of the Constitution was wrong. But the NPP, because they benefited from it at the time, they said the Speaker was right. But then now the tables have turned and they've gone to opposite sides. The NDC now says, well, we disagreed with Michael Quay, but that is a precedent that has been set, and we want to use that same precedent to, as it were, take these persons out of Parliament. And then the NPP, who then said that Michael Quay was right then, in fact, having now coming out categorically to say that the Speaker of Parliament then was wrong, and that precedent cannot be followed. So at the time, the argument went on. The Speaker said he wanted 2 days to deliver a ruling. So yesterday, 2 days expired. We're sitting in the House 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Speaker was nowhere to be found. Wow. And Andrew Amakwensema is normally the one who presides when the Speaker is not there. He is caught in the middle of this, so he has not been in Parliament since Tuesday. Joseph Osewusu, we understand, is also outside on official duties. So we sat waiting for the Speaker. At some point, we thought this wasn't going to come. Then the Speaker zoomed in, walked right into it and said, listen, this is my ruling, I have it, I'm ready. I'm coming to give it to you. And then he read it. It was not a long one, but it wasn't very brief. For about 10 minutes, all of us were sitting there. He laid out the principle, laid out the precedent that was also set in 2020, and said, although it wasn't binding on him, he was clearly going to follow it, and then consequently declared those 4 seats vacant. To be very honest, most of us were taken aback, because in the morning we had been getting some information that the Speaker was going to set up a committee, for instance, and refer these matters to them and ask them to look into it and report back to the House. But the Speaker took everyone by surprise, even including minority MPs themselves, some of who did not have enough confidence that the Speaker was going to go their way, and then declared all these 4 seats vacant. The NDC MPs were jubilant. In fact, they were up on their feet, they were dancing. This is not the main chamber, this is the Accra International Conference Center, the Dome, where they have been able to actually take out Mekriko's events, and they are holding their parliamentary sittings there from now till the future. So they were dancing, they were literally on their feet, and the MPP MPs will have none of that. In fact, at some point, the majority leader went into a banter with the Speaker ordered him to sit down, and they couldn't take any of that, and they walk out. And they say that between now and the time that the matter they have gone to Supreme Court with is dealt with, they are not going to come to the floor of the House. Okay. But the news for the Ghanaian people is that the balance of power in parliament has shifted. The NPP, which have been on a slim majority since the midnight of the 7th of January 2021, are now in the minority. And then the NDC have now been in the minority. They say that this is where they've always belonged, and they are going to, in the next 3 or 4 weeks that parliament is going to sit before the election, they are going to hold government's feet to the fire. A number of government businesses are going to suffer. There are 2 Supreme Court judge nominees that are on the table now. With this balance in power, it could become very difficult for those 2 persons to be approved.
Okay.
There's a $250 million loan that will also perhaps be very difficult to get it through because the minority have said they are opposed to it, and now they are majority and they have the numbers. And then there are about $350 million worth of tax waivers. That is also outstanding. And they say that they are opposed to it. That is also going to suffer. So between now and December and even January, the NPP government is going to struggle to get anything through in parliament. And that is the lowdown from yesterday.
Ooh.
Wow.
Asante, so constitutionally speaking, I know that MPP was trying not for these 4 seats to be declared vacant.
Yes.
They were hoping that it wouldn't be declared vacant. So constitutionally, could that have been possible?
Well, it appears from the precedent that was set, the NPP's case had been lost right from the start.
Okay.
Because in fact, if you look at their own constitution, in fact, some of the points they raised was that these persons, even though they've gone for independence, it doesn't mean that they've left the NPP.
Right.
But their party constitution says that any member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party or for an independent candidate, when the NPP has a sponsored candidate in a general or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership. So as soon as you file to contest as an independent, whilst you are an NPP MP, even if you are an ordinary member, you lose your membership automatically.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is the precedent. This is in the NPP constitution. This was cited by Michael Quay in 2020. And so this was coming. I suppose that is why they went to the Supreme Court. I know perhaps they didn't go to the Supreme Court to win, but to delay the process. This parliament will sit for 4 weeks. If you file an action on Tuesday and they haven't set a date, the Supreme Court, on that writ that had been endorsed, said they were going to set a date after 14 days. That would have left only 14 days for Parliament to sit. Perhaps the Parliament will also respond in 7 days. That leaves 7 days. If the court hears the case today and say we've adjourned to next week, Parliament would have adjourned by that day. And this case, even if it's ruled in 2025, would have meant that no real action would have taken. So there are some watchers who paid attention and said, listen, perhaps there were some maneuverings to just delay the process. But if you look at the Constitution, the precedent that was set in the NPP Constitution, it appears this was certainly going to happen. And in fact, at the time these persons announced that they were going to run for independent, even before they had actually filed, we had done stories at journalists that clearly pointed out this was going to happen eventually because the Constitution was clear, the standing orders were clear, and the NPP's Constitution itself was clear. And the precedent that had been set in 2020 and in past Parliament, where Madam Hawa Yakubu and a number of other persons who cross-carpeted were all declared, their seats declared vacant, became such a big issue. Because the Speaker referenced that when somebody goes to run as an MP in a constituency, people don't vote for him simply based because he's so competent. It's sometimes also because of the political party on which he stands on. That is why someone can leave an MPP or NDC and run for independent and lose. Meanwhile, they were certain MP in the time. Because they've left the political platform. So if you contest, say, in the Volta region, you can be a very popular person in the NDC. But if you go for independent, chances are you will lose. You will lose. It's the same thing in the Ashanti region. Although there are a few isolated instances where independent MPs win. So that is some of the reasons the Speaker cited. And the Constitution, it appeared, was clear. But ultimately, because rival meanings have been put on this, the Supreme Court has been invited to make a ruling. Ultimately, they will make a ruling. But it doesn't seem like it will come to save them now. And it appears they will see how this parliament as an
My goodness.
Okay, Kweku Asante, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we can't wait to have more of you.
Definitely.
We'll be having more
the
of you.
producers were on my neck yesterday. I was telling them that it would probably be very difficult to get here. I knew I was trying to make some maneuverings, but I didn't want to promise in case so when I got here, I said, okay.
You made it. Thank you so much. I will be doing this more often. And, we want to take a look at exactly what happened in Parliament after hearing it from our correspondent in Parliament, that is Kweku Asante. Let's take a look at all the footages.
The most anticipated ruling of the 8th Parliament, and it took hours in coming. Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin, upon taking his seat, zoomed right into his decision.
When voters elect a candidate, they do so based not only on the individual's personal qualities, but also on the political party platform they represent. Party switching or defection, therefore, can be seen as a breach of the mandate and social contract between the Member of Parliament and the electorate in Parliament. Party in Parliament.
But the NPP group are now set to boycott Parliament until the Supreme Court determines the case they have filed.
A conspiracy between the Speaker and the minority to bring confusion in the House. It is clear that Mr. Speaker avoided service of the writ to do the bidding of the NDC. The majority caucus immediately are boycotting Parliament until this matter is determined by the Supreme Court.
However, the NDC group are already basking in their newfound role as the majority group in Parliament.
We have the working majority. Right, Honourable Speaker, beginning the next parliamentary sitting, will begin the process to take over as the majority caucus of this Parliament.
The House is set to reconvene on Tuesday, 22nd October, when the NDC MPs will now take the right-hand side of the Speaker, appoint chairpersons of certain key committees, and perhaps even elect a second deputy Speaker from among their colleagues. The NPP MPs will, however, fight this to the end. Kweku Asante for Joy News.
So history has been made in Ghana. For the very first time, we are seeing a change or a switch in Parliament. We have our Executive Director, Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Rashid Rahman, joining us. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
My name is Roslyn. I'm not here alone. I'm here with Esiedua Akomia, so we'll be having the conversation together.
Okay.
Great. Now, Doc, this is the first time this is happening in Ghana. What effects will it have on our political landscape?
First of all, our political landscape, when the history is written, would, provide a completely different portrait than what we have known over the years. That we have a stable parliament that runs for 4 years without too much drama, and a stable parliament that always starts on a very sober note, where speakers are elected quietly without any rancor, and so on and so forth. This is completely different. I mean, this parliament stands apart. So that is what, in the long term, when the history is written, this would to our standard. And there's a lot of criticism that I am quite that if we are not careful, those who come back to future paths where people in minority majority will side criticism and try to use the base to justify whatever decision they are making. For the elite, this is going to have our policy. You've already heard what the leader of the said. They are going to boycott Parliament and the Supreme Court, the nation. This is already an offense political vision that we have. I mean, some weeks in the December election, and you add this to the mix, it creates a very difficult situation for all. First of all, it's going to be very that the MPP to do any business with the NDC. The NDC can, need to do some private member business in the House. But at the end of the day, finally, whatever Parliament, particularly when it comes to lawmaking, ends up the desk of the President. And even for now, I've seen instances where the President used to even look at the output of the work of Parliament. So, with this current development, I am sure that cooperation, compromise, and all that is for our staff to run both in Parliament and then the in Parliament is thrown out.
Right. All right. Thank you very much. Isidro, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. I want. Hi, Dr. Rahman.
Yes.
Yes. So I wanted you to throw some more light on the aspect of there being about 51 days to elections, and then we have this coming up in Parliament as well. You did mention that it will be very difficult, especially for the NPP. I want you to elaborate more on that for us to really understand. Within this short period, what could possibly happen?
Well, within this short period, what could possibly happen is, two things.
Okay.
Number one, maybe the Supreme Court will move very, very quickly. And I hope they do, because I think we need some clarity on this so that Parliament can get back to work. Whatever the outcome of the Supreme Court decision is, it's not going to be, easy for both sides in Parliament.
Okay.
Assuming the court overturns the ruling of the Speaker, the NDC that's already participating as your respondent in the newfound glory have. I think that they have pleased the decision that what the Speaker is provided. The NDC would be excited this opportunity. And there is the business of how, the days that are left for this Parliament to come and will significantly differ because it will still need that in the government. If the processes delay at Supreme Court and the status remains, apart from the fact that the two sides not work together, I think the situation is to lead maybe a extension in the political movement of the country with the election. I think pretty in the hearing that's been flaring whenever sides come together at the local levels and so on. So really, we are not living the country.
Okay. All right, Dr. Rahman, thank you so much for that, and thank you for your time as well, Roslyn.
Yes, and so now we are hearing what the future holds with regards to our political landscape. You can join us via Zoom now. The Zoom is active. Let's hear your thoughts on it. History has been made, but do you think that is actually something that is going to benefit us or is going to affect us? 51 days to the polls. And of course, now that the opposition is majority in Parliament, people feel that it's going to halt certain projects that will be done or should have been done by the sitting government. I think we have Akisme joining us. Hello, Akisme. Good morning, Akisme.
Good morning, Papa Commander Fadi Rosenback.
How are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
We are doing fantastic this morning.
But you forget my honorable charter.
Oh, Honorable Akisme, forgive me.
To the whole, we are saying, no problem. Welcome, my beautiful sister.
Please make your point.
Thank you. Republic.
Hello, Akesme. Akesme, you've been missed, by the way. Last week we didn't see you. Last 2 weeks we didn't see you. Where have you been?
Yes, UCG, Gemelat.
Oh, so sorry about that.
If you go and say they say it's not doing so, it's fixing something.
Yeah, maybe they were fixing
Thank
something.
you. Today,
yes.
Yeah, today you are doing so beautiful. You are always on point, but today you are so amazing, my beautiful sisters.
Thank you.
You know Rosin?
Yes.
Who in Ghana here did not know that the MPP robbed NDC to become majority in Parliament? Everybody know.
No, I don't know
That is how God does his. You don't know?
No.
Okay, then I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes, because from today going, Parliament will be more interesting than the upcoming election. And it's not be easy. Like Ajapade book is now breeding. And the blood of our forefathers are speaking for John Mahama and the NDC. Who in the PP? You see, the history that made yesterday, that the same history will be made in the 7th December election. Because John Mahama God and the NDC God are not asleep. So, you know, my advice for the NDC is that every situation when the court did not decided to the NDC, they think that the Ghana court is for only the MPP. But you see that today the same court declared for the NDC, so they should trust in the court and they should stop attacking. Though I'm an NDC, but I will speak the truth. They should stop attacking the court that the judicial court is for MPP. Now the court has been declared for NDC. You are all happy and laughing and say the court is doing good. But when the same court rule against the NDC, and you see the same NDC criticizing the court to say that the judicial court is not.
Akesme, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for making your point. Please have a fantastic day. You at home can also join us via Zoom this morning and make your point. It's all about the switching parliament where majority leader is now minority leader and minority leader is now majority leader. It was declared yesterday because 4 individuals have decided to run on different tickets. Hence, their seats have been declared vacant. Issa Muhammad is joining us. Esidwa, please speak.
Hi, Issa. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Esidwa. And to Rosin as well.
Yes.
Good morning.
And then again, you have powder on you. You seem to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Hey, let me first salute you for standing up in the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness.
Thank you.
I know that as the day goes by, my dear Rosin will also join.
She has been joining, by the way, on changes. The whole month of October, she's been rocking pink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But at least you are talking about 99.9%.
I've heard you. Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday was a historic moment when the Right Honorable Speaker, Alban Babe, did the right thing by stating the Constitution and applying it accordingly. You know, I was wondering why the majority side quickly rushed to the Supreme Court because they knew definitely things were going to change. And Right Honorable Speaker did well. I mean, big up to the minority caucus. They also came together and supported the movement. And my own Honorable Dr. Hazel Atoba Paulson, the MP for Ejumakun Enyan Esiam constituency. This man is blessed because it started with the ambulance case. He had win. Now look at the Gangantua win that we have won. He went in yesterday as a minority leader, and now he is the majority leader. The good people of Ejumakun and Yenesiam constituency, we are very proud of him. And to the government, this will serve as a big warning to them that the resetting agenda has just started, and it has started in the Parliament House of Ghana. And I know the new majority group in Parliament, that is the NDC, led by Dr. Kezatuba Paulson, Honorable, they are going to ensure that whatever they will do there, henceforth, or from now going as the new majority group, it will be to serve the interests of the majority of Ghanaians. So these are the signs. We are now taking over. The resetting has started in Ghana's Parliament. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and the running vice, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, they should start packing their things because Ghanaians have spoken.
All
Change
right.
is coming. Change indeed will happen.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you also for your time. Very interesting submission right there. See if we have another Zoomer on. Yeah.
I think that we have lawyer Pierre could be joining us. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning, lawyer.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Fantastic, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. The NDC is jubilating because of what happened in Parliament. Currently, the NPP is minority in Parliament, and as a member of the NPP, can you please let us know how the NPP feels as a political party?
Well, first and foremost, let me comment on the jubilation of the NDC. Who will tell them for that? Of course, the ruling is in their favor, so obviously, all respect them to jubilate. But the jubilation is not feminist if it has legal consequences in the days after the jubilation. One thing though, I don't know how the people in NPP are feeling now, but I think that it is a lesson worth learned, and therefore we must be ready to correct the anomaly. It shouldn't be emotional, but we have to pursue the right after the law. And we have to be very much legal and disappointed. There can't be any other aspect that will bring us on. So, and this, I have called earlier to my cousin.
Lawyer Pierre Kubi, are you saying that it's a bit difficult to hear you, but I just want to understand. Are you saying that you are still contesting it in court?
We needed to have prepared for this situation. In fact, if we have not prepared for this situation, I will be very disappointed. Indeed, we need to bring people together and think through it and see how we prepare our way to the Supreme Court. But if you have been done earlier, and I have known that this is the situation that awaits us, and therefore prepare for this situation, I want my people to understand. But I don't know the situation, whether NPP as a party has prepared to confront the issues, which was very predictable before.
Lawyer Pierre Kubi, let me ask you this. You said you should have prepared for this before it even happened. If you say this, what do you mean? Did you know that this was going to happen? And what could you have done to prevent it from happening?
I knew exactly what was going to happen because I knew that Speaker was going to rely on business to bring out his ruling, which will favor the NDC party. I knew that for a fact. And I knew also that the justification to the ruling would be the president as happened in 2020. I knew that. And I even forewarned.
Okay. All right. And so you actually did say yesterday that you expected the speaker to do what he did, and so you have no qualms with it.
Yes, I expected that. If anybody did not expect that, then that person did not be political. I expected that. I mean, why would I not take political advantage for a situation like that? Is it so? If you don't protect yourself and you only just throw your hand in this area, so that's the problem. But in politics, you need to think ahead and know what to do to address situations that bring disadvantage to you. And this is exactly what I
said. Yeah.
My colleagues about that it will happen the way it happened yesterday, and therefore take precautionary measures. And indeed, the precautionary measures will not have been to raise your hand in Parliament, and also the shouting in Parliament doesn't bring dividends. What I have suggested was that prepare for this particular case so that you will be ready because the filing for the deputation act. I don't know whether we are ready. If we are not ready, but we ought to have been ready to postulating that the Speaker would do what he did yesterday.
Right. Now, your speaker, your leader in Parliament says that he is going to contest it in court. Is there any chance that this can be contested in court?
Yeah, it can be contested in court. But one thing though, there is a certain risk that I hear. But I also know that you need to be timeous in your applications before the court. If you are too early in time, you may not be able to invoke the jurisdiction of the court because the court will respond to it. But as I advised earlier, I believe that now that the event has happened, then we can invoke the jurisdiction of the court, not before in a speculative application, because there is a case law of Rashid and the Attorney General that has spoken to the fact that the Supreme Court will not make any declaration in the vacuum. And therefore, if that has prompted application, the Supreme Court will not speak like that. So the early bird approach for me will not share.
Okay. We spoke with a lawyer, Ansa Asari, and he said, this is what he said, that this ruling cannot be overturned by the courts because we are practicing separation of powers. Each arm of government is a domain in its own right. So just as the executive cannot be faulted when they take decisions, so may we also expect that whatever Parliament does in the regular exercise of its jurisdictions cannot be questioned.
That is his opinion, and he's entitled to it. But I have a different opinion. And I think that when Parliament does things within its jurisdiction, as if within the jurisdiction of Parliament to do interpretation of constitutional clauses, the answer is no. So I disagree with you. So in every case, under any section, Ghanaians and the cross citizens of Ghana, and indeed we are not being presented with a right. We are trying to protect the Constitution. So if at any point that the Constitution suffers operationality for Ghanaians enjoying both court and the Supreme Court for that matter, you read Articles 1, 2, 3 together, and the relief is there. And therefore, it is only the Supreme Court that has the effective power. And so, if, in your opinion, there has been a case where an institution of state or any person, be it legal or person, has attempted to breach the Constitution, we are enjoined to go to court to protect the Constitution by way of seeking corrective interpretation. And therefore, the assessment cannot be right.
All right, Lawyer Apiakubi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are very grateful.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Lawyer Apiakubi joined us. He is an MPP member, and he's telling us that they will definitely contest it in court. For him, it could have been prevented, but they didn't take the precautionary measures, and hence it happened. However, they still haven't lost hope. They are going to court to contest it. And he is the MP for Achim North on the ticket of the NPP. Thank you very much for joining us. Esiedua.
Okay, so Nane Kuyama Boateng has joined us via Zoom. Hi, Nab. Nab, can you hear me? Can you unmute?
Hello, I can hear you. I've unmuted.
Okay, great. We can hear you now. Good morning to you.
Oh, yeah, good morning.
All right.
Please, I hope everyone is doing well.
We are awesomely well.
Well, we thank God. Let me say greetings to your colleagues out there, especially Roslyn.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, so straight away, let me say a special greetings to M Black Solutions inside Osu Oxford Street, home of quality and affordable JBL speakers and other electronic gadgets. And also a special greetings to Mr. Samson Yahweh Kuyamwa, who works at the Bank of Ghana. He's a very solid and fantastic person. Now, let me go straight to the point. The Speaker of Parliament, if you ask me, is one of the worst Speaker of Parliament that Ghana has ever had. The worst. Always presiding over chaotic, meeting. Creating chaotic environment, which is not conducive for even members of Parliament, particularly those from the majority side, the MP.
Yeah.
What is this ruling? Those that are making this baseless comparison or baseless assertion that the speaker acted based on precedent, something that has already happened. Did we not? Okay, so now, if I have my wife and you are saying that my wife has committed an adultery, so I should divorce her. And I'm telling you that, look, I'm comfortable with her. I'm comfortable with her actions. I'm comfortable with whatever that she's doing. Are you the right person to tell me to divorce her at all costs? Fast forward, when we look at 2020, the 2021 that people are saying that it is the president, that one, it is the MPP that wrote to the speaker that the speaker should declare that seat vacant.
Okay.
It's the MPP that occasioned that petition or so for the removal of that MP then.
Okay.
Here is the case. The MPP hasn't made any formal application or hasn't notified you. The MPP says we are comfortable with those who wants to contest as independent candidates. They said they are okay with that, and you are saying that no, you want to cry more than the bereaved. Is that what the case is?
All right.
I am saying that the Speaker of Parliament, I will continue to say that he's the worst speaker. Right now, look at the confusion that he is bringing. Now, if the Supreme Court says otherwise, how are they going to go about it in Parliament?
Okay.
So for me, and again, I think Akisimi also made certain pronouncement that is the Supreme Court is the court that gave them that victory. I think he didn't even understand what he's even talking about. That it is his own Speaker of Parliament that is causing that mess, and not the the court. So once again, I want to say that the Speaker should hasten slowly, because what he is doing, he should have known better. Someone who has stayed in the Parliament House for years now, who should have had this experience and say that, look, these are two separate incidents.
Okay.
And so this. And are you also aware that the case is even before the court?
Yes.
So why is the Speaker not waiting, not allowing the court to pronounce on it before he went ahead? Is he trying to tell us that he knows better than the court?
Okay. All right, now.
This impunity must stop. This impunity must stop. The Speaker of Parliament cannot be seen as he is the overlord or the wisdom of all the universe.
All right, now. Thank you. Thank you very much. You've had more than 30 seconds, though. So thank you so much for your submission this morning. We hope to see you again next week, Friday, God willing. All right. Interesting times ahead. NDC is jubilating. NDC is saying Christmas came in early, or the outcome of the December 7 elections has come in early for them. NPP not too happy. What do you think of it? What do you make of it? Get ready to join us via Zoom, and please make sure that you're in a well-lit space, and that also we can see your face clearly. You're appropriately dressed for TV. All right, Rosalind.
So I think we have another person joining us via Zoom. Hello, good morning, Suleimana.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine.
Fantastic. Please talk to us. Kindly lower the volume on your television set before you make your point. I'm begging you.
Pardon?
Kindly lower the volume on your television set.
I even mute it.
Fantastic. Now let's talk. Talk to me.
Before I start, good morning to you. And I want to send my greetings to my honorable member of parliament. That's Honorable Wombiakpa. But before I start, Rosalind.
Yes.
Is it that judges know English than anyone in Ghana? or we have to rewrite the whole constitution itself. Because I don't understand why anytime there is an issue, the law is just clear about it, especially the Article 97 clause when it comes to H and G.
Yeah, G.
But still, that we need an interpretation. It is just written there clear that if you cross the carpet, if you come to Parliament as party member, now want to run as an independent, that your seat should be declared vacant. Likewise, when you come as an independent and you want to be a party member again, that should be declared vacant. But why do we need interpretation on this again? So I'm just confused. If it is that, they think the constitution is not clear, then we have to rewrite it. Let's rewrite everything so that it will be clear when you read it, so that you don't need any interpretation again. Okay. And to my surprise, Honorable Aaron Michael Quinn, when it was your time, you did say, now when they are asking you questions concerning this, we are given unnecessarily.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us and making your point. We understand your point. Thank you very much. You at home can also join us via Zoom this morning. Yesterday, history was made where we have seen a switch in Parliament. Minority is currently majority and majority is currently minority, because certain individuals in Parliament who are supposed to be members of Parliament have decided to run on different tickets. One who was an independent candidate is running on the ticket of the NPP. Two NPP persons are running independent, and we have the NDC person also running as an independent candidate. So these seats have been declared vacant. Hence, the NPP is now minority in Parliament. We have another person joining us, Isidua.
Hi, Lambert. Good morning to you. Lambert, you're already on, so kindly unmute and let's get talking.
Good morning, madam. Yes, good morning, madam. Let me tell you that I've been monitoring the Ghanaian political landscape. And to be precise, I'm presently in Yaoundé, Cameroon. That's the political capital of Cameroon. Okay. Let me be very clear. People must talk. And it is too early for us as journalists to start concluding. I think we need to observe. We need to do an observation, a thorough follow. Let me tell you, when it comes to politics, sometimes we want to think that politicians all are liars. Politicians are not liars. First of all, they are going in there for personal interest. And when there is something like this, it shows that the local man in the local area is affected. And this time around, the tables are turning around to tell you that Ghanaians have their right to their opinion. And it is the time for Ghanaians to say that the old system must be wiped up. We are in a 21st century wherein people have the right to their decisions. In fact, I am so happy for Ghanaians, and I'm praying that let it happen to Cameroonians, because we are tired. As I'm telling you, I am present in Yaoundé, and things are very, very irregular. Things are not smooth, but we are praying for change. And if change is coming to Ghanaians, I think Cameroonians must feel the change also. So I'm happy for Ghanaians. And Ghanaians, we can only do it through the ballot box. We don't sit in the village and complain. This is the time for Ghanaians. And congratulations to you guys. Let me tell you that this is not the first time I'm following your program, and I'm so happy to participate. Let me give way, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Lambert. Thank you for your time this morning.
And he's actually joining us from Cameroon.
Yes.
And, you know, he's hoping that Cameroon will experience what Ghanaians are experiencing. Once get, want. And you at home can also join us via Zoom this morning and share your opinion with us. Now, some people of Sidwa are saying that this could affect our, our growth a bit, because we are seeing some sort of growth in recent times where we're expecting a certain amount of money to come in for developmental works. However, because there's a switch in Parliament, things might be halted. Good morning, Richard.
Roseanne.
Yes, Richard. Talk to us. How are you?
Oh, healthy.
Very good.
So before I start, let me send my special greetings to Takrady and Western Regional Minister Honorable Ochadapu Minsan, Chairman Basti, Ifo the Commander, then my lovely mama, Madam Christabel. before I go to the, I make a comment. Last week, I told the Black Stars players to go and see Ajagraja for spiritual direction, but they refused. That's why they lost to Sudan again. Now, you see, the NDC has now managed to manipulate people, giving them money. The person that someone from Cameroon will call on behalf of NDC, defend the NDC.
No, Richard, are you saying, Richard, hold on. Are you saying that people cannot call on their own and speak their mind?
They can.
Do they have to be influenced? So we don't know that for a fact. So if you say this and the person is watching us and the person hasn't received anything from the NDC, the person will be very offended because you don't know for a fact. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll try that statement.
Thank you very much.
Fast forward. Okay, fast forward. The Article 97 plus G and H is ambiguous. It is not clear. When you look at the case of the MPP, that's in 2020, we wrote to the speaker informing him that the former MP, the Siama, has dissociated himself from the party. Therefore, his seat should be declared vacant. In this current situation, we have not written, the MPP as a political party has not written to the Speaker of Parliament to inform him about any person who has the intention to run as an independent candidate. That's why we have sent the case to the Supreme Court. Speaker of Parliament, Babin, should have known better that the interpretation there is not clear. That's why I said it's ambiguous. So we are waiting for the Supreme Court to give us the clarification, the interpretation for it. Now that you have declared the NDC majority, what will be the outcome if the Supreme Court overturn its ruling by saying that the ruling that he gave, or the Supreme Court gives a clear explanation to the Article 97 plus G and H. We were in Ghana when the same NDC people called the Supreme Court unanimous FC and so on. I'm telling you that the Supreme Court is surely going to overturn the decision of the Speaker of Parliament.
All right, Richard.
Because I'm coming. The provision there is not clear.
You've done more than 30 seconds, but please, I'll give you just some few seconds to wrap it up because your time is up.
All right. Now, the NDC is not majority. If we are going by the ruling of the Speaker, it was 137 with an independent candidate joining us to form 138. NDC now is 136. MPP now is 134. So before you can pass a bill for any government business or any other matter, you are supposed to get 138. And I'm assuring them, they are not going to get that too.
All right,
the mistake that we did previously, that we elected Babin, we are not going to do that. So they should forget.
Thank you very much.
They are like snake.
Thank you, Richard. We are grateful that you could join us to share your opinion with us. And those of you at home can also join us and share your opinion. It's quite interesting, Isidua, and I can't wait to hear the messages that you give to us from, social media during what's trending. Because I'm just wondering.
Interesting times ahead. But in all, God should take absolute control over everything. And I love the fact that you mentioned earlier that the fact that it looks like something is going in your favor doesn't mean you should jubilate. And it also doesn't mean that you should also, on the other hand, be too sad and all that, because the tables could turn just like the tables have turned yesterday. Interesting. Anyway, so we have another Zoomer on. Hi, good morning. Who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Emmanuel Bosompem from Manson.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Where are you speaking from again?
Speaking from Obuasi currently.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm of the view that the current situation of Ghanaians, the winner-take-all policy that is causing all this mayhem. So going forward, we should find a way of involving every person as a citizen of Ghana.
Okay.
If we were practicing something of this sort, probably no one would have been voting. But it presupposes that if somebody takes parliament, then the person takes everything. And due to that, everyone will want to be the majority in parliament. But going forward, I think this president is giving us some sort of education that we should be thinking of other people around and then find a way of building consensus so that we build our nation, not focusing on being the majority or the minority in parliament. I think going forward, we can do something of this sort, and it will help us as a nation. Yeah.
All right, Emmanuel, thank you for your time this morning. And like I said, interesting times ahead. How do you feel about the verdict of the Speaker of Parliament in relation to 4 seats being declared vacant in Parliament? Share your thoughts with us. You could also send it to our WhatsApp number, or you can send it on our Facebook page. We'll definitely read that. We are picking reactions in relation to this from social media, so we can project them and talk about them during What's Trending segment. So if you can't join us via Zoom, you can hop onto our Facebook page or our WhatsApp number, and we'll definitely pick it. Yeah. Rosalind, I think
all right. Hi, Cozy.
Hi, Rosalind. Good morning.
Good morning, Cozy. How are you?
I'm fine.
Fantastic. Please talk to us.
Yes. Thank you for giving me the privilege, and thank you for your viewers and those who are listening. Rosalind.
Yes.
I think democracy is what we are witnessing today. You see, in the past, it favored the blue, and presently, it's favoring the green. What we have to do now is to get clarity. But before then, I think the Constitution is very clear. The 4 MPs are now independent automatically. They are no more with the various parties. If the MP people are saying that the Speaker then wrote, or the party then wrote to Parliament, trying to excuse the various individual MPs, that shouldn't be, it is not in consonance with the Constitution. The Constitution says that if the person move away, so by the virtue of you doing your administrative work, and you excuse yourself from the individual MP, that doesn't mean it is in consonance with the Constitution. The Constitution says that if the person ran himself out, and that's what has happened. So what is the MPP saying? The Constitution says independent, and the 4 MPs are independent today. Well,
not all 4 are independent, though. The independent is running on the ticket of the NPP. 2 NPPs are running independent, and 1 NDC is running independent as well. So that's what it is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yes, we have to wait for the interpretation. But like I said, these are separation of powers. Should the Supreme Court rule differently, that is fair enough. We are still practicing democracy. Should it also maintain the Speaker's judgment, we'll still be in it. But they should bear in mind, whatever happened at the Supreme Court at this very particular judgment, it will play in the future.
All right.
That is what has happened.
Thank you very much. Cozy, thank you very much. Unfortunately, your time is up. So, but we are grateful that you could join us, and you made your point. Your point has been well made and well taken as well. I don't know, Isidua, do we have to take any more before we go?
I think. Okay, so yes, I think we'll take one last Zoomer. Master Planner is on. Hi, Master Planner. Hi. Good morning to you. It seems the network is... Yes. Hi.
Hey, I hope all is well.
Yes, all is well. All is very well. I hope all is well with you as well. Kindly tell us what you think about the verdict in Parliament?
I think
unfortunately, it seems today the internet is really disturbing a little. It's a 7-hour Zoom.
Yeah, so there's something that I need to tell everybody. So there's a colleague of ours. He said he boarded a trotro from Botiano Junction to Circle, and he realized that his small SG ATM jacket, which contains his driver's license, his Ghana card, Equity insurance card, SG ATM card, Fidelity ATM card, and the name on the Ghana card is Frank Happy Komla Asempa Kofiche. Frank Happy Komla Asempa Kofiche. Please, if you find this card or this wallet anywhere, kindly drop it at our front desk or the front desk of our Dome FM. So either you drop it at our Dome or you drop it at Joy FM front desk. We are pleading with you. The name on the card is Frank Happy Komla Asempa Kofiche. And he dropped it on his way. He boarded the car from Botiano Junction to Circle. So the cars that you use that road, you commute from Botiano to Circle or Circle to Botiano, kindly look in your car. If you are a driver or if you're a passenger, you sat in the car, you found this wallet, kindly drop it at our front desk. We'll be grateful. Thank you very, very much. Or you can even send a message to us and we'll contact you. So you can send a message to 055-157-5757, 055-15757. Please send a message to us and let's contact you. Maybe it's difficult for you to come all the way from Circle to this place. Don't worry, we'll come and pick it up ourselves. So please send us a message. The name there is Frank Happy Komla Asempa Kofiche. He dropped his wallet in your car.